Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Cuba City, home to a pivotal matchup in the SWAL baseball season here on a Tuesday night. Welcome to our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school baseball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on a Tuesday night Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel exclusive. Live from Cuba City High School at the Kendall Murray Field, it is a SWAL matchup between the Fennimore Golden Eagles and the Cuba City Cubans. This is the Raleigh Cheese pregame show presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. Let's preview this one a little bit here. These two, the top teams in the SWAL coming into this one. Cuba City in first place in the league as it stands right now. They are 6-5 on the season, 6-1 overall in conference play. Fennimore a perfect 5-0 in conference play. They have a 10-1 record overall on the season. Both teams followed closely by Mineral Point and Southwestern, both at 4-2 on the year, tied for third. These two teams faced up earlier in the season. That game was played on April 4th, where it was a 2-0 decision in favor of the Fennimore Golden Eagles. And now this second time around, this one is going to be big when it comes to determining those final conference standings as we get closer to the postseason and into the middle part of the month of May here. We'll tell you now our injury report is sponsored by Russell Law Offices. If you've been injured, contact Russell Law Offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. Everybody looking healthy for this one here today. We are broadcasting live from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, and this is our only game on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations and YouTube channel on the Shoebox Scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. As we get set for this one, we'll get you our starting lineups presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. Running through the lineups. First, we'll go through the Cuba City Cubans. Their starting lineup here includes the shortstop Tyson Richard, the pitcher Gavin Vossen, your catchers Andy Levelholtz, Braden Joel, followed by Henry Cruiser and Talon Van Natta next up in that batting order. Elliot Cummins, Cam Guler, and Riley Shepard close it out. Frankie Welp is your DH. And for Fennimore, it's Tyson Starkey, Corey Dressen, and Ethan Scheckler to open things up. Brock Henkel, McCoy Miles, and Carson Dressen after that. And Sean Yankee Fiedler, Jude Kinney, and Brody Roth to follow. Cuba City will be batting first here in this one. We'll get you our colors of the game presented by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental, 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. Fennimore in those maroon tops here tonight, Eagles across the chest with white numbers and white pants. For Cuba City, it's black tops with gray bottoms, Cuba City across the chest in yellow and yellow numbers on the front and the backs of those. Our game today is brought to you by Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop in at Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at MoundCityBank.com. Also brought to you tonight by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com, member FDIC, and SUPS.com. Fuel your fitness journey with a wide selection of products from a locally owned company. Visit their Fennimore, Dubuque, and Platteville locations at SUPS.com. Your pitcher here for Fennimore is Carson Dressen. Cuba City, Tyson Richard bats first. This first pitch right in the middle of the zone, and there is a strike taken by Tyson Richard to open things up. Second pitch on the way here, right down the middle, and another strike taken here by Richard. He's watched 2 go by so far. 0-2 the count. Third pitch, and that one in the zone as well. 3 strikes and a quick strikeout here for Dressen, and that's 1 down for this Fennimore defense. Cuba City is the visitor here on the scoreboard. They'll bat the top of the innings. Next up to bat for Cuba City is Gavin Vossen. First pitch of the at-bat here. And we've got a ball on that one, a little outside that zone. Second pitch coming on the way here from Dressen. That one taken as well outside left. 2-0 the count. A favorable one for Vossen here. 1 out, first inning. Next pitch on the way here, and this one outside as well. It's a 3-0 count here for Vossen. These pitches getting a little too far to the outside for Kason Dressen. The inside of that strike zone. 3-0 the count for Vossen. Here's the pitch, and he'll take that one. Strike 3-1, now the count. We're brought to you by Schneidl's Heating and Cooling, your local Daikin dealer. Call Bradley Schneider for heating, ventilating, and air conditioning service from Schneidl's Heating and Cooling in Bloomington. Here's the pitch. That one in the zone, and it's now a full count for Vossen. 2 straight strikes thrown by Dressen. Here's the pitch, and Vossen strikes out swinging. There's the second out of the inning for Fennimore. Two outs here for Fennimore as Cuba City brings Andy Leffelholtz up to bat. Here's the pitch. That one falls right in the middle of the strike zone. 0-1, the early count. Papa Murphy's in Platteville and Prairie du Chien experience love at 425 degrees. It's $12 Tuesday right now. Buy a large pizza with up to 5 toppings for just $12 every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's in Platteville and Prairie du Chien. Order online at papamurphys.com as that pitch way outside of the zone there. Leffelholtz ducks to avoid it. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. There's a missed swing there from Leffelholtz. Now 1-2 the count. 2 outs in the inning. One more strike would do it for Fennimore. Here's the swing. Contact made into right field. And Fennimore gets under it there in the right field. Brody Roth grabs that one, and that'll do it for the top of the first. 3 up, 3 down for Cuba City as Fennimore will come out to bat next. We'll tell you that our game tonight is brought to you by Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. We're brought to you by Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. When you are ready, Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. Powering our audio stream. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team. Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provides exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. And by Russell Law Offices, here to assist you as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. It'll be Tyson Starkey batting first for Fennimore, followed by Corey Dressen and Ethan Scheckler, the first 3 up to bat for the Golden Eagles. We mentioned that the last time these two teams faced off was over a month ago at this point, April 4th, the date where it was a 2-0 win for Fennimore. Golden Eagles undefeated, 5-0 in SWAL play. Just that one loss for Cuba City. They sit at 6-1, so this one going to be a very important game as we get into this late stretch of conference matchups in the 2025 SWAL baseball campaign. On the mound to start the day for Cuba City, it is Gavin Vossen. Andy Leffelholtz catching for Vossen. We are brought to you today by Tim Slack Auction and Realty. They have buyers looking for agricultural, commercial, and residential properties. If you've been considering selling, call Tim, Kathy, Chase, and their staff today. Tim Slack Auction and Realty, Fennimore, and Lancaster. Tyson Starkey set to go here for Fennimore as we are ready to get underway. Bottom of 1 here, 0s on the scoreboard. Vossen on the mound. Ready's the pitch. That one thrown. Contact made. Fouled off right. That pitch a little bit inside, but still swung on. 0-1 the count. Here's a second pitch on the way from Vossen. That one right in the strike zone. Good throw there from Vossen. Now 0-2, the early count for Tyson Starkey. Vossen's pitch, this one outside, taking ball. Good eye there from Starkey. That'll make it a 1-2 count. Made contact on that first one, fouled it off. He's watched the last two pitches go. Here's the pitch from Vossen. Contact made. That one bounces high off the infield. Starkey racing towards first. Did he get there? He did not. Good connection there from the shortstop over to the first baseman, Braden Joel, to get the out. Corey Dressen next up to bat for Fennimore. One out here, bottom of the first. Vossen's pitch, contact made. That one fouled off right. 0-1, the count after that one. CJ ATM service. See Chuck Schneering for all your business and large-scale event ATM needs. Find CJ ATM service on Facebook to learn more. CJ ATM service of Platteville. That one too high. 1-1. The count is that one will not drop into the zone for Vossen. Tim Slack Auction Realty, whether buying or selling, call Tim, Kathy, Chase, and their staff today at Tim Slack Auction and Realty, Lancaster and Fennimore. That one called strike. 1-2. The count now for Dressen. Vossen eyes this one up. Here's the pitch. And we'll call that one just outside far right. 2-2 is your count. Vossen's pitch. This one in the zone. Strike. And there's 2 outs. Two outs here, bottom one. Next up to bat for Fennimore, Ethan Scheckler, the catcher. Here's the pitch from Vossen. That one right into the zone for strike number 1. Zero on the scoreboard as that curveball makes its way outside of the zone. Called ball. 1-1. Now Scheckler's count. This one outside again on that same spot, far side. 2-1. Now the count. Here's the pitch. That one low. That'll be a 3-1 count for Ethan Scheckler. 3 straight balls thrown by Vossen to the outside. Vossen, the pitch, and he walks Scheckler. So the Golden Eagles get one on base there on the walk. And it'll be Brock Henkel, the DH for Chapel, up to bat for Fennimore. 2 outs in the inning, bottom one. Here's the pitch. And cannot make contact on the swing there. And a strike on the first pitch. Vossen, the pitch here. That one outside on the far side of the zone. 1-1 the count after that one. One on here for Fennimore. 0-0 your score. 1-1 the count. Vossen's pitch and another swing and a miss for Brock Henkel. That'll make it 1-2. Fennimore will look to extend the inning here. See if they can get any offense. Vossen, the pitch, and a swing and a miss. 3 strikes, and there is your third out. And that'll do it for the first inning. After one, 0-0 is your score, as we'll now move into the second. We're brought to you today by Clare Bank. With their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Health, is proud to support our community events. Clare Bank, where they say, we can do that. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros at Brian's get the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. McNett Electric of Belmont can assist you with all your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNett Electric are on call and ready to help you with all your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric in Belmont. And Justin Washburn and the H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical team continue to provide top-quality plumbing, heating, and electrical services for your business, home, and farm. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving you in Fennimore, Lancaster, and Boscobel. We're also brought to you by Guy's Truck and Tractor for heavy-duty towing and recovery, reliable 24-hour roadside service, and long-distance transports. Call on Guy's Truck and Tractor in Kieler and at guystruck.com. First Supply of Platteville, your total commercial plumbing and heating wholesale outlet. When quality parts are needed, the experts rely on First Supply in Platteville and TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Jury and the gang a call at TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Top of 2 here. It'll be Joel, Cruiser, and Venata up to bat for Cuba City. 0-0 your score after 1. Joel steps up. He will bat first for Cuba City to get us started in the second. Dressing on the mound here for Fennimore. Top 2. Here's our first pitch to Joel. That one low and right. That's going to be a called ball there. 1-0 the count for Joel. Elsewhere in the SWAL tonight, Southwestern is at Boscobel Mineral Point in Darlington and Riverdale at Iowa Grant. That's the marquee matchup in the league here tonight, is that second pitch. Also low and right. Joel with a good eye in the first 2 pitches. He's got himself a 2-0 count to work with. Third pitch here, this one called strike. 2-1 the count for Joel. Dressen's pitch. Joel makes contact. That one high up into the air. And that one fouled off. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch, contact made, up the infield, caught by the shortstop and to first base. And there's one down. Nice up for Cuba City, the center fielder, Henry Cruiser, up to bat. 1 out here, top of 2. Here's the pitch from Dressen. That one swung at and missed, strike 1. Second pitch on the way. That one swung at and missed by Cruiser. Now 0-2 the count. Bytech Resource Management, a greener way. Bytech Resource Management of Monroe. Dressen. The pitch. That one far outside. As Cruiser watches that one fly by. Ball 1. Here's the pitch. That one high. Now ball 2. 2-2 the count. That one called ball. 3-2 full count here for Cruiser. He's taken 3 balls in a row here. Dressen's pitch swung at and missed. There's a strikeout for Dressen. And now Van Natta up to bat, 2 outs. Will it be 3 up, 3 down again for Cuba City? Here's the pitch from Dressen. That one swung at and missed. Strike 1 to Van Natta. Second pitch of the AB on the way. That one high. Outside of the zone, 1-1. Dressen, pitch on the way. That one in the zone for a strike. 1-2. Van Natta's count. 0-0 the score. Top 2, 2 outs. Dressen, the pitch, swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down. And that'll do it for Cuba City here in the top of the second. 4 strikeouts thrown so far from Fennimore, as the Golden Eagles will get set to bat next. First 3 up for Fennimore going to be McCoy Miles, followed by Kason Dressen and Sean Yankee Fiedler. We'll tell you, our broadcast today is brought to you by Carver's Hardwood Flooring. For hardwood flooring stair installation and refinishing needs, call Ryan Carver, the only Natural Wood Flooring Association certified installer, sander, and finisher in the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton. Breckler Insurance. For auto, business, farm, home, health, and life insurance, see Steve Landowski at Breckler Insurance in Fennimore. Breckler Insurance, serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. Krantz Auto Parts, your local hardware Hank and Napa dealer. See Rob Krantz and the crew at Krantz Auto Parts for full-service repairs on cars and light trucks too. Krantz Auto Parts of Fennimore. Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors of Belmont, Prairie du Chien, and at Carey's GuttersandDoors.com. Sloan Implement is your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montfort, and at Sloans.com as we get set to go. Bottom of 2 in this pivotal SWAL contest. McCoy Miles to bat first for Fennimore. Vossen on the mound. Here's the pitch from Vossen. That one fouled off right by Miles, 0-1. Vossen will retrieve that ball. Here's the pitch. Miles, contact. That one falls into the infield, and Miles will make his way to first for a hit, the first of the game. And there's 1 on for Fennimore here, 0 outs. It looks like that one called foul, so Miles will make his way back. There's the pitch. That one high and outside, 1-2 the count. Vossen's pitch, that one swung at and missed, and there's the K for Vossen. Casey Dressen, the pitcher up to bat here for Fennimore, 6th in the order. 1 out here, bottom 2, no on. There's a pitch, that one outside of the zone. 1-0. There's the pitch, that one fouled off right. 1-1 the count after that one. Vossen's pitch 1-2. Just one out here in the bottom of the second. That one outside, so we'll make it 2-2 on the ball. Here's Vossen's pitch, swung at and missed a strikeout for Vossen, second out of the inning. These batters on both sides struggling to make contact so far here. As we bring Sean Yankee Fiedler up to bat for Fennimore. There's strike one. Pitch on the way from Vossen. That one low. Called ball, 1-1 the count. Vossen's pitch, that one also low, so 2-1 the count after that one. Two one the count. There's the pitch. That one outside, so we'll make it 3-1 for Yankee Fiedler. The count. Here's the pitch from Vossen. And that one called strike. Full count on the way here for Yankee Fiedler. 2 outs. No one on, bottom 2. Here's the pitch. Contact made. And the throw to first base for the third out. And after 2, 0-0 our score here from Cuba City. Today's presentation of Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school baseball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors exclusively on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel is brought to you by Boz Electric. Call Brad, Adrian, and Josh Busher at Boz Electric, Lancaster, and Fennimore. WCC Brands Custom Apparel in Kieler and at WCC-brands.com. People's State Bank for personal, home, business, and ag loans. Visit one of their convenient area locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC. Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control, over 40 years of professional, friendly service. Donnie's Tire and Auto. Call the only hooker in town for 24-hour towing service at 568-3014. 568-3014. Your home for excellent car care is Donnie's Tire and Auto in Dickeyville. We're brought to you today by Papa Murphy's in Platteville and Prairie du Chien. Experience love at 425 degrees. It's $12 Tuesday right now. Buy a large pizza with up to 5 toppings for just $12 every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's in Platteville and Prairie du Chien. Order online at papamurphys.com. About to get underway in the third inning here from Kendall Murray Field in Cuba City. It'll be Elliott Cummins, Cam Guler, and Riley Shepard batting for the Cubans. Casey Dressen still on the mound here for the Eagles. Here's the pitch. That one low and right, called ball, 1-0 the count. Contact made on that one and fouled away. 1-1 your count. Here's the pitch. 2-1 the count. Frankie Welp, the DH. There's the pitch, that one called ball. Now 3-1 the count for the DH Welp. There's the pitch, and the walk. Welp will take first. Cam Kieler will bat next for the Cubans. Welp on first, no outs, top of 3. Here's the pitch, bunt taken, but that one will pop up and right, fouled away. 0-1 the count. Kieler lets that one go past. Called ball, 1-1. Showing bunt, will bunt it right down that first base line. And the throw high. Welp makes his way to third. Welp turns for home, but he'll track back to third. Kieler with a double on the bunt. And now with 0 outs, Cuba City with 2 runners in scoring position. We'll round out the order here with Riley Shepard. Dressin, the pitch, Shepard, a swing and a miss, 0-1 the count. No outs, runners on second and third. That one high and away. Coming toward home is Welp, and he's safe. Frankie Welp gets home there to make this one 1-0 Cuba City as Cam Kieler advances to third. Riley Shepard at the plate. Takes the strike there. 1-2 the count. Shepard, contact made into left field. And that one brought in. Racing towards home is Kieler, and he gets there. The sac fly out to Chappell will bring in the second run here. For Cuba City. One out here in the inning, back to the top of the order. Richard takes a ball on the first pitch. Richard, that one fouled back, 1-1. Here's Dressen's hit. That one over the shortstop and a hit for Richard. Richard with a single there. And the hit start coming for Cuba City. The pitcher Vossen up to bat next for yellow and black. Just one out here, top of third. Vossen swings on that one. Contact made on that one. confusion here. Looks like the officials will discuss. And we'll bring the runner and the batter back here. That one fouled away by Vossen. Here's the pitch, that one low. 1-1 for Vossen. The pitch, that one in the zone. 1-2. Dressen, the pitch, that one low. That'll be called ball. 2-2, the count for Vossen. One runner on. Tyson Richard sits at first. Just one out here, top of 3, Cuba City with a 2-0 lead. Here's the pitch. That one straight up into the infield and dropped. Fennimore will get the out at second, however. Two outs as Leffelholtz will come up to bat next for Cuba City. Here's Dressen's pitch. Leffelholtz swings at that one. Dressen will try and track it down, and over the net, won't get there. That one fouled away. Count 0-1 for Leffelholtz. Dressen, the pitch. And the strike there as Leffelholtz swings at that one. 0-2 the count. Two outs here. Here's the pitch. That one fouled. One runner on first. Oh, to the count. Dressen, the pitch off of Vossen's head, so he'll take first. Richard was stealing second. He'll get it anyway. And the inning stays alive for Cuba City. That'll bring Braden Joel up to bat. Two outs. Joel up to bat for Cuba City. That pitch low. That was in the zone, rather. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch to Joel. Contact made right up the middle of the mound. And Fennimore gets the out at second. So it's 2 runs. for Cuba City in the third. Fennimore's been walked once, still looking for their first hit. It'll be Jude Kinney, Brody Roth, and back to Tyson Starkey to get underway in the third for the Eagles. We're brought to you today by Community First Bank, for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. Subs.com, fuel your fitness journey with a wide selection of products from a locally owned company. Visit their Fennimore, Dubuque, and Platteville locations, and at subs.com. Schneidel's Heating and Cooling, your local Daikin dealer. Call Bradley Schneider for heating, ventilating, and air conditioning service from Schneidel's Heating and Cooling in Bloomington. Papa Murphy's in Platteville and Prairie du Chien. Experience love at 425 degrees. It's $12 Tuesday right now. Buy a large pizza with up to 5 toppings for just $12 every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's in Platteville and Prairie du Chien. Order online at papamurphys.com. Mound City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, when you are ready. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provides exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. Claire Bank, with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, is proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we could do that. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. And brought to you by CJ ATM Service. See Chuck Schneering for all business and large-scale ATM needs. Find CJ ATM Service on Facebook to learn more. CJ ATM Service in Platteville. Vossen's pitch, low, so it's a ball taken there by Jude Kinney. (1-0) the count for Kinney. And there's the strike. In that lower left corner of the zone, 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That one outside, 2-1 now for Kinney. Two the count there. Kinney swings and misses and strikes out. Brody Roth will round out the order for the Eagles here. They're down 2-0 to Cuba City in the bottom of 3. Here's the pitch. That one low from Vossen. 1-0. That pitch in the zone, 1-1 after that one. That one swung at and missed. (1-2) for Roth. Vossen, the pitch, that one high as Roth watches that one sail past him. 2-2. Roth, this one up. Leffelholtz looking for it. And Vossen will grab it for the out there. We'll go back up to the top of the order. Tyson Starkey up to bat, 2 outs for Fennimore. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle for Vossen, and a strike. 0-1 the count. Vossen, the pitch, swung at to first, and the out. 3 up, 3 down for Fennimore. And that'll do it for the third inning. A 2-0 lead for Cuba City as we head into the fourth. Today's game on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Brought to you by Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. We're brought to you today by Russell Law Offices, here to assist you as your legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. Tim Slack Auction and Realty has buyers looking for agricultural, commercial, and residential properties. If you have been considering selling, call Tim, Kathy, Chase, and their staff today. Tim Slack Auction and Realty, Fennimore, and Lancaster. Henry Cruiser up to bat here for the Cubans. Here's the pitch. That one low and right for a ball, 1-0 the count. That one swung at and missed by Cruiser. That'll make it 1-1. One is Cruiser's count. Here's the pitch. Hits that one deep into center field. And it gets down for a hit. Cruiser turns the corner to second. Keeps going for third. And Coach Graber calls for him to stay. There's a triple for Henry Cruiser. Kinney could not get under that one in time to stop it. And it's a big start to the inning for Cuba City. They've got a man on third base. As that'll bring Talon Van Natta up with a chance to bring a runner home. Here's the pitch. That one low. Good eye by Van Natta. 1-0 the count. There's the pitch. That one fouled away right. 1-1. There's the pitch. 2-1 now. No outs, 1 on third as Cuba City's playing with a 2-0 lead here in the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch. That one inside. 2-2. The pitch, and a swing and a miss. Van Natta strikes out. Frankie Welp, the DH, up to bat now. He took a walk at his last at-bat and would score the first of the 2 runs for Cuba City in the third as he takes that first pitch ball. Dressen's pitch, that one high again. 2-0 now for Welp. There's the pitch. That one in the zone for Dressen, 2-1. We're brought to you today by Tim Slack Auction and Realty. Whether buying or selling, call Tim, Kathy, Chase, and their staff today. Tim Slack Auction and Realty, Lancaster, and Fennimore. Swing and a miss there. 2-2 the count now. Just one out. That one called out now. 2 outs. Cam Kieler up to bat as Cuba City's going to try and get Cruiser home. There's a strike on pitch 1. There's the pitch. That one low. Scheckler able to slow that one down and keep Cruiser at third. 1-1. 2 outs on the board. Here's Dressen's pitch. Swung at into center field. Cruiser will make his way home. And Cuba City with a hit. The throw not exactly on target to Corey Dressen. Kieler is safe at first, and it's 3-0 Cuba City. Riley Shepard up to bat now. First pitch, strike looking. Dressen. Shepard will foul that one off left. And we've got an 0-2 count. Oh, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Shepard, swung at and missed. It looked like they might not have been able to do so, but Cuba City gets Cruiser home there to extend their lead as we head into the middle of the fourth. 3-0, Cuba City leading Fennimore. We're brought to you today by Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialists. The pros at Brian's get the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Lancaster. McNett Electric of Belmont can assist you with all of your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNett Electric are on call and ready to help you with all your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric in Belmont. Justin Washburn and the H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical team continue to provide quality plumbing, heating, and electrical services for your business, home, and farm. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical serving you in Fennimore, Lancaster, and Boscobel. Brought to you as well tonight by Subs.com. Fuel your fitness journey with a wide variety of products from a locally owned company. Visit them at their Fennimore, Dubuque, and Platteville locations or online at Subs.com. And Community First Bank for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com. Member FDIC. That'll be Corey Dressen up first for Fennimore, followed by Ethan Scheckler and Brock Henkel, the DH, in the bottom of the fourth. Corey Dressen up to bat here as we get underway. Here's the pitch, that one low, 1-0 the count. Vossen on the mound for the Cubans. Here's the pitch, that one right in the middle of the zone, 1-1. Here's Vossen's pitch, hit over to the third baseman. The throw to first on time. Good defense of the infield there from Cuba City. And the first out here in the bottom of 4. Here's the pitch. That one popped up center field and caught out there by Henry Cruiser. Now the DH, Brock Henkel, up to bat for Fennimore. 2 outs. They've come rather quickly here in the bottom of the 4th. There's the first pitch. That one low, called ball, 1-0. There's the pitch. That one in the zone. There's a strike for Vossen. One and one. Here's the pitch from Vossen. That one outside. We'll get 2-1. The pitch, that one low, now 3-1 the count. Vossen, the pitch, it's high, and he walks Henkel. McCoy Miles up to bat now for Fennimore. He struck out swinging his last time up. 2 outs. Two outs. There's the pitch from Vossen and a strike to Miles. Vossen's pitch hit over to the third baseman. The throw to first from Van Natta over to Joel on time. And we'll head into the 5th inning now. Cuba City still leads this one 3-0. Let's talk Brewers here for a minute. They're coming off of 2 straight wins, a 4-0 win over the weekend against the Cubs, and last night a 5-1 win against the Astros. Yelich had a 2-run home run in that one for the Brewers. They're back in action tonight, taking on the Astros in the second game of that series at 6:40. That one as all Brewers games on are. We'll have that one on AM 1590 ESPN Radio WPVL AM. Top of the order here for Cuba City. Tyson Richard will get us started in the 5th. Dressen onto the mound. Here's the pitch, and right in the zone for a strike. That one a little high, 1-1 the count on the pitch from Dressen. This one fouled away by Richard. 1-2. No outs here. Early top of the 5th. That one thrown ball, 2-2. The lead for Cuba City, 0 outs here. 1 down. Vossen up to bat here for Cuba City. 1 down for Fennimore. Dressen, the pitch. That one outside ball, 1-0. Here's the pitch. That one hit out and down into right field. Vossen takes first base. There's a single from Vossen, as that'll bring Levelholtz up to bat. Here's the pitch. There's the throw to first on time. Vossen takes second, now 2 outs. Braden Joel to bat now for Cuba City. Vossen on second, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th, and we'll get a mound visit from Scheckler. Here's the pitch. This one hit out deep center and caught. That'll do it. And we'll head into the middle of the 5th. It'll be Casey Dressen, Sean Yankee-Fiedler, and Jude Kinney to bat for Fennimore to get us underway here in the bottom of 5. We're brought to you today by Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop at Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. Community First Bank for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com. Member FDIC. Papa Murphy's in Platteville and Prairie du Chien. Experience love at 425 degrees. It's $12 Tuesday right now. Buy a large pizza with up to 5 toppings for just $12 every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's in Platteville and Prairie du Chien. Order online at papamurphys.com and by subs.com. Fuel your fitness journey with a wide selection of products from a locally owned company. Visit their Fennimore, Dubuque, and Platteville location and online at subs.com. As we mentioned, it'll be Casey Dressen at bat first in the bottom of the fifth here. Vossen still doing work on the mound for Cuba City. Their defense been pretty stout today, and their pitching game on point. That one error from Fennimore in the third leading to those Cuba City scores. Since then, though, the Cuba City bats been doing some work, at least getting them on base and getting them opportunities to score. Fennimore starting to run out of time. 3 more innings to look for an answer. Here's the pitch from Vossen, and a strike to open us up in the bottom of the fifth. All 1 the count for Vossen to Dressen. Here's the pitch. Dressen hits it over to first, and he grounds out. It'll be Sean Yankee Fiedler batting next for Fennimore. Vossen, the pitch. Contact made there, still fouled, 0-1. Here's the pitch, that one low, called ball, 1-1. Contact made there, that one fouled away right. One, two the count. 1 out. There's the pitch. Over to Van Natta. Van Natta to first. And he got there. Two outs here. Kinney up to bat for the Eagles. He struck out his last time up to bat. Swing and a miss there for strike 1. Kinney out into right field and caught for an out. Riley Shepard. And that'll do it for the 5th. Into the 6th we go. 3-0, Cuba City still with the lead. Folks, make sure to stick around after this one. We'll have our Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management post-game show where we'll talk through this one. We'll bring you our Tri-Core Turning Point, talk about what we've got coming up over the next week or so on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations, as it is beautiful outside here in Cuba City. Perfect weather for some spring baseball, postseason action coming up in the next couple weeks in our spring sports as we get ready to round out this 24-25 year. It's been a great night here so far, watching 2 of the best teams in the SWAL go at it. Bring you a breakdown of what we've seen so far. Not much offense at all in the first or second inning. Things broke loose for Cuba City in the third. A walk followed by an error would bring 2 runners into scoring position. And then on a sac fly, both would get home. The next inning opened up with a triple for Cuba City. 2 strikeouts would be followed up by a single that would bring in the runner to make it 3-0. Not much offense from either team since then. Fennimore been struggling to get hits and make contact on Vosson's pitches, and that gets us to where we are right now as we get ready to go in the 6th. Casey Dressen still on the mound for the Eagles pitching. It'll be Henry Cruiser to get us going in the 6th. Cruiser had the triple last time he was at bat. That run would be the 3rd on the board for Cuba City. Cruiser watches that one out left. 1-0 the count. Another ball there taken by Cruiser. 2-0. Here's the pitch from Dressen. That one low, now 3-0 for Cruiser. Here's the pitch, and that one a strike from Dressen. There's the pitch. That one high and outside, and Cruiser will take first. Talon Van Natta up to bat next for Cuba City, the 3rd baseman. Struck out swinging his last time up to bat. Struck out swinging time before that, too. 0 for 2 on the day at the plate. And it looks like we might get a pitching change here for the Eagles. Fennimore will stick with Dressen. 3-0 is the lead for Cuba City. No outs, 1 on first in the top of the 6th. Here's the pitch. This one a bunt. Cruiser will get to second, and Van Natta out at first. The DH, Frankie Welp, now with 1 out and a man on second, up to bat. Here's the pitch. Welp watches that one into the zone, 0-1. Welp down in the count, 0-1. Here's the pitch, swing, and a miss, 0-2. Here's the pitch, that one outside, 1-2 now for Welp. Just 1 out on the board here in the top of the 6th. Cruiser on second. Here's the pitch. And now 2-2, the count. the pitch. And Welp strikes out looking there. Two outs on the board, man on second, and it's Cam Kieler up to bat as Cuba City reaches the back of their order. Here's the pitch. Hit out into left field and caught for an out. That'll do it for the top of the sixth. Cuban strand a runner there. Still 3-0, however, their lead. Looks like we'll get a substitution here from the Eagles. Gianni Filardo will bat. And ready to go here in the bottom of the sixth. It'll be Filardo to bat for Fennimore. Here's the pitch, and a strike there, 0-1. Second pitch and another strike there for Filardo, now down in the count, 2-0. Here's the pitch from Vossen. That one low, 1-2. There's the pitch, and Filardo strikes out swinging. Tyson Starkey will bat now. One out here in the bottom of the sixth. Here's the pitch. That one out of the glove of Leffelholtz. One-0. Starkey's count. There's the pitch, and a swing and a miss. 1-1 now for Starkey. Vossen's pitch, that one hit out and caught in center field there by Cruiser. And there's the second out for the Cuba City defense. Corey Dressen up to bat now. Two outs on the board. Dressen, contact made, picked up at second, throw to first in time. And we head into our final inning. Cuba City is in the lead. Cuba City will go to Riley Shepard first at the bottom of the order, as they'll look to wrap this one up here. Folks, as we mentioned, don't go anywhere after this inning. We'll bring you the Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management post-game show. Pick our Tri-Core turning point. And we'll wrap things up, taking a look at what we've got coming up over the next week or two on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations. A change coming here for Fennimore. Tyson Starkey will take to the mound now. As you mentioned, Riley Shepard will bat first for the Cubans. And Shepard will step up to the plate here as we get underway in the 7th. Starkey on the mound pitching for Fennimore. Starkey, the pitch, and a swing and a miss, strike one there. That one called strike. Now 0-2 as Shepard down in the count. Here's the pitch. And tagged out there along that first base line. One quick out for Fennimore. Tyson Richard up to bat now. Taking a look at Richard's day. Started the day off with a strikeout. Then he did have a hit. He nabbed a single. And it looks like he will get another one there. Richard on base as he makes contact on the first pitch. Vossen will bat now. One out, one man on first. Pitcher goes to first. Richard is there. Here's the pitch. That one low, and they lost track of the ball. Richard will slow it down, but he does take second. Scheckler couldn't find that one. Cuba City gets a free base. Here's the pitch. That one in the zone for a strike. 1-1 the count. One out. Man on second. It's a 3-0 lead for Cuba City in the final inning. There's the pitch. That one out. 2-1 now the count. Scheckler will step up to the mound here. Two one the count. There's the pitch. And now 3-1 for Vossen. Starkey, the pitch, and a strike, full count on the way here for Vossen. Starkey, full count. The pitch. And Vossen strikes out. Leffelholtz intentionally walked. As it'll be Braden Joel up to bat now. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And tagged on third base. That'll do it. And to the bottom of the 7th we go. It's 3 runs to make up for the Eagles. Let's look at the offense throughout the day for the Eagles. They did have 1 man walked in the first, 3 outs besides that. It was 3 up, 3 down in the second and third. They had a man walked in the fourth, nothing else beside that. 3 up, 3 down in the fifth and the sixth. So no hits, 2 runners walked. That's all today. For Fennimore. It'll be Ethan Scheckler, followed by Brock Hinkle at bat for Fennimore as they look to build up some offense and claw their way back into this one in the final frame. One last reminder, folks, you got the Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management postgame show after this. Make sure you don't go anywhere. We'll break down this game and take a look at what we've got coming up over the next week or so. Vossen. Here's the pitch, and this one popped up foul. 0-1 the count for Scheckler. Vossen, the pitch, that one drops in for a strike. Now 0-2 for Scheckler. Vossen, the pitch. Scheckler watches it go. Good eye there. He gets the ball, now 1-2. Vossen eyes this one up. The pitch. And that one outside, 2-2. Now the count. There's the pitch. That one outside, and after 2 strikes, it's 3 straight balls to make it a full count for Scheckler. Scheckler very disciplined at this at-bat. Here's the pitch, and Scheckler gets himself a walk. There's the pitch. That one a strike. Brock Hinkle batting for Fennimore. This one high and away. Ball 1 to make it 1-1 the count. No outs here. Bottom of 7. 1 runner on. Vossen. Here's the pitch. That one high, 2-1. Vossen's pitch, 2-2. Vossen, the pitch, swing, and a miss. A strikeout for Vossen, and there's the first out of 3 for Cuba City. McCoy Miles batting next for the Eagles. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off the back net, 0-1. Lets that one go for a ball, 1-1 now. Here's the pitch right into the zone for a strike, 1-2. The count. And Scheckler on first, Miles at the plate. 1-2 the count, 1 out. The pitch from Vossen. And that gets past the third baseman into the outfield. There's a single that'll move Scheckler to second. And the tying run now at the plate with just 1 out. This could get interesting. Casey Dressen will go have a chat with the coach down the third baseline. Vossen and Leffelholtz will meet at the mound. Just 1 out. Cuba City leads this one 3-0. Here's the pitch. Strike one for Vossen. Here's the pitch. That one inside. Tresson dives to get out of the way of that one. 1-1. That pitch from Vossen high. 2-1. That one in the zone, now 2-2. That one hit deep into right. Caught for an out, and there is the second out for Cuba City. So it all comes down to Sean Yankee Fiedler. Vossen, pitch one low outside, called ball, 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Into left field. Scheckler will get home. And there's an RBI single. That'll put the Eagles on the board. Coach Kramer will take to the mound here and talk things out with his team. As it's Jude Kinney up next to bat for the Eagles. It's like we'll get a pitching change for Cuba City. Tyson Richard will look to close this one out. Good day for Vossen. No hits allowed before this inning. Only walked 2. Didn't let that one run go in until the very end. Coach Craig will go talk things out with his guys as Richard continues to warm up. Quick little reset, 3-1 this score. Cuba City leads it. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. The winning run batting now, Jude Kinney, yet to get a hit today. He's got 1 on second and 1 on first. Richard, the pitch. That one low. Runners will advance now to third and second. And the tying run in scoring position for the Eagles. The count. Richard. The pitch. Kinney gets into the outfield. One run comes in. And the second comes in. We're tied at 3. Kinney with a 2 RBI single. And this one just got interesting. Gianni Filardo will wrap up the order here for the Eagles. Here's the pitch from Richard. That one called ball 1-0. Filardo pops that one up. And brought down by Cuba City. We've got free baseball on the way. Tyson Starkey on the mound here for the Eagles. We're into the 8th inning. It'll be Cruiser batting first for Cuba City, followed by Van Natta. Winner playing for first place in the SWAL here on a Tuesday night in Cuba City. Here's Starkey's pitch. Swing and a miss from Richard. There's strike 1. This one outside, 1-1. There's the pitch. Richard swings at that one now, 1-2. Here's a ball, so 2-2 the count. There's a strike, so a strikeout for Starkey. There's ball 1 for Van Natta. Contact made to the third baseman. The throw to first on time. There's the second out. Now Frankie Welp, he got the scoring started for Cuba City. Up to bat here for the Cubans, 2 outs, top of 8. Here's the pitch, and he'll take first. That one bounces off of his back. Cam Kieler will bat next as we've reached the bottom 2 batters in this Cuba City order. Here's the pitch. That one is low to the right, called ball. Strike taken there. That'll make it 1-1. That one just outside, 2-1. Now 3-1, that one outside. 2 outs, 3-3 in the top of the 8th. The pitch, that one low. We'll call that a strike, rather. That one inside, full count. And the out at first. Fennimore is going to have a chance to walk it off here in the 8th after being down this entire game. The Cuba City defense going to try and push this to 9. As it's the top of the order, Tyson Starkey to get us going in Cuba City, bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Starkey. Pop fly. Brought in at second base. It'll be Corey Dressen hitting next. Here's the pitch. Dressen, contact made. That one brought in by the center fielder. 2 outs. Ethan Scheckler at the plate next. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for Scheckler. 0-1. There's the pitch, 0-2. And a swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down as we go to 9 on the Creepy Radio Sports YouTube channel. Starkey getting warmed up here. About to get underway. This is with Riley Shepard starting us off in the top of the 9th, batting for Cuba City. Then it'll be Richard and Vossen to follow that. Shepard, first pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1. Second pitch, that's called strike as well. 0-2 now, Shepard. Getting down in the count. Third one. Shepard can't get there in time. Called out. Starkey kind of bobbled that one, able to control it in time enough to get it to his first baseman and get the out. Tyson Richard up to bat now. Top of the order for Cuba City. Here's the pitch, that one low and outside. Pitch, that one cannot drop into the zone. 2-0 now. And Richard will take first here, hit by that one. Throw to first. Richard there. Go back to first, still there. Here's the pitch. Vossen makes contact to second. Not there. And with just one out, Cuba City has got 2-1. Leffelholtz was intentionally walked last time he was at bat. Starkey, the pitch. That one called strike. Pitch. Leffelholtz, that one fouled off right. 0-2 now the count. Two runners on, one out, 0-2, the pitch. Leffelholtz watches that one in, now 1-2. Starkey goes to second. Richard still there. Here's the pitch. Now 2-2. The AB continues for Leffelholtz. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 down. Top of the 9th. 2 outs, runners on first and second for Cuba City. Two on, 2 outs. Starkey goes back to second. Man still there. Joel, the pitch. That one called strike. 0-1. Here's the pitch. That one low. 1-1 as Joel sees that one past him. Here's the pitch. Joel bouncing in the infield. The throw to first. Not there. Richard will get home, and Cuba City regains the lead. It's an RBI double for Braden Joel. And that'll put Cuba City in the driver's seat late in this one. Cruiser receives the intentional walk. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Van Natta at the plate. First pitch to Van Natta outside for a ball. Contact made and hauled in the center field as we head to the middle of the 9th. It's 4-3 Cuba City. Last time Fennimore was in this spot, they stacked up 3 runs to push this one into extras. Now they've got to pick up another run here to try and extend or win this one. Richard still on the mound for Cuba City. He's got the pitching duties here in the bottom of the 9th. Brock Henkel will be hitting first here for Fennimore as we are ready to go in the bottom of 9. Richard steps up to the mound. Richard, the pitch. That one's away, called ball 1-0. Here's the pitch. Popped into right and fouled away. Ones on the count. Here's the pitch. This one hit into deep right. And then that is there, one down. It's Shepard, rather. Now McCoy Miles up to bat. Here's the pitch. Miles fouls this one off right. 0-1. Here's the pitch. That's called ball 1-1. Hit into the infield throw over to first. Not there in time. Miles on the bag, safe. Casey Dressen will bat next. 1 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. That one low. 1-0. Swing and a miss there from Dressen. He'll make it 1-1. Here's the pitch. And call the strike. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Out at first. So 2 down. At bat trying to keep this game alive for the Eagles. Here's the pitch. Popped up, fouled away, 0-1. Fouled away, 0-1. There's a pitch and a strike. 0-2. And this could be it. The pitch. That one into the outfield. And the tying run will score for Fennimore. Kieler with an RBI single,